Hello, it's Tamara Hunter, and today it is day number 59 of 365 Days of Awesome. Celebrate success through service. And I have our service hero that I always know I say the same thing, but it's because I'm so excited to have my friend Johanna Lynn with me. Hi, Johanna.
Hey, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm going to show your name there so people see it. I want to recognize you. Ooh, I'm going to not show it too long because you were hiding your face and you have such a pretty one. So there we go. I want to highlight you because of what you do. First of all, I met Johanna in San Diego, yet she lives in Canada. And she runs the family. She is in charge of, she has the Family Imprint Institute. And I'm going to let her explain what that is. But I am I am absolutely overjoyed to be sharing this woman because of not only what she does, but also who she is. Because when I met her in San Diego, there was just this connection, and I think you'll get it. She has the spirit, a soul, a huge heart that just radiates from her. I mean, can you not see that right now? And so she works with people. I'm going to let her share, but she works with people that really need what she has to offer. And thank you. Thank you so much for being today's service hero.
Yeah,
Joanna, I would love to hear, and please share with those that are here what it is that you do and a little bit about yourself.
absolutely. So the family imprint comes from this idea that none of us get to be the way we are by accident. And we're half our mom and half our dad. Think about it even just biologically. And
Yeah.
that really influences how we show up in life, how we navigate relationships. Who we are in our family is often who we bring to work. And so people will come to see me with all kinds of issues. I just saw a lovely client this morning before we got on today dealing with fertility issues and wanting so much to welcome a baby. And some of the family issues in her background and her husband's are kind of getting in the way. I work with a lot of people who have symptoms they're not exactly sure how to solve. They've seen every doctor, every naturopath, and they're really wanting to get to the emotional element. Our bodies are always talking to us. We just have to decode that message. And so my love is about how the family, really shapes our lives. It's been a fascination for me for years.
And when we connected, one of the things that also I was fascinated by is the fact that you are putting these, if you will, building blocks. You're looking at the family dynamics and the building blocks, and you're even working with people that come from even my community, the cancer community, correct?
That's absolutely right. A lot of times when we have something, that diagnosis can feel so scary. Sometimes we can feel isolated or unsure. And a lot of times we want to really get that love flowing back in the family of origin, if possible. And so many of my clients might say, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to my mom in over 10 years. And the
Wow.
work is how we hold our mom inside. And so sometimes it's not going to look like a Sunday dinner every Sunday where we get together and everything's peaches, but it's really about resolving and coming to understand with compassion many of the things that influenced how she showed up as a mom. If we use that example of a lot of conflict and strain, that can really be even heavier when we're also facing a really intense diagnosis and we're trying to find our way through.
I actually can speak from experience that yeah, I see what you're saying because I don't know that there's many people that are out there that have had the leave it to beaver, if you will, kind of life,
Yes, thank
right? And and
you, Tom.
and I mean that's what we want. And then like myself, okay, so I didn't. So I was going to, of course, I was going to produce that perfect life for my kids, and they would say, "What went wrong, mom?" Right? Because life happens, right? And so how do you I mean, how do you boil it down when you meet someone and they say, "Johanna, I most likely have something going on, but I have no idea what it is." How do you start with someone?
Well, and here's the thing. I love that question because nobody comes and says, geez, my mom should have been a lot more patient. Therefore, that's why I have all these impatient people in my life. You know, we don't know how to make that connection. And so I use something called the core language approach. Years ago, I was a clinical hypnotherapist, and that was the primary piece of my practice. And so I love, tracking language patterns, and this core language approach really, I think it gives me an edge in that how people describe their challenges and what's going on. I kind of track the words they use. So now we know how to get directly to the root of the issue. So, I mean, I love it. I only work with people sometimes a single time. They'll come to a workshop or we'll do a handful of private sessions and we're getting to that resolution. People will tell me, oh my gosh, I've been in therapy for 10 years and we've done more, because it's kind of cracking that inner image that we're holding inside so that we can really jump ahead to understanding and resolution, where we all want to get to, where the rubber meets the road.
Isn't that the truth? We have one of our buddies right now, Sharon. She's just joined us and she wanted to say good morning to you. So good morning, Sharon. We're glad you're here. Johanna, when you're talking about like your workshops, what kind of workshops do you have?
So my workshops are all about, they really use the tool family constellations. So this idea that we all carry around an inner image of how our family kind of goes, how it's shaped things in our lives. And so a lot of the workshop is about creating a healthy outer image by the experiential exercises that we work through together as a group that is often very different from the inner image we've held inside. So, yeah.
Okay. I'm getting it now and I'm thinking, wow, mind blowing, right? I mean, do you have I can only imagine if you have a workshop going on and then these people are like, I had no idea. And you've got to have all sorts of different things going on. I would think almost like hysterical laughter, amazing crying, hugging, all. Am I right? Am I reading this right?
You're right. It's so interesting that at the beginning of the day, 20 people or so come together. We're all strangers. But by the end of that day, the true understanding that we're all so much more alike than we are different. And this feeling of, oh gosh, I struggle with that too, or that's how I feel in my marriage, or this is what's going on with my health. And so there is the hugs, the tears, even those who are not so sure what this is, they're just a little more open. And it's so heart warming to see.
I bet. That's what I wanted to really point out with you is that your heart. Can anybody be joining us right now and not see it? This woman is amazing. It's hard for me to even come up with the words. Now, where are you located in Canada?
So I'm in the capital of Canada. Ottawa is home for me.
Okay, so when you are having your, just to kind of get an idea, when you're having your seminars or summits or meetings, do they come to you, or do you ever do it remote, or do you have a combination? How does that work?
So I do live workshops where I travel and certainly hold them here in Ottawa too. But because my international practice has really grown and grown, there are many people who, I don't know, they don't want to fly from Portugal, let's say, to Canada. And so I'm offering interactive online groups. And
nice.
We just gather together in Zoom, and I kind of wondered how it would work, but it really is as if we're all together in the same room. And people are calling in different time zones, and we all get to share this space together on a monthly basis where we touch in on some of the themes that can really pull life force from the enjoyment and getting life back on the track that we really want.
I think that that's a great idea. I mean, I absolutely do. So if someone wanted to be able to see what it is that why I feel that you are such a service hero, because of your giving heart, your giving nature, your patience. You have just a tremendous amount of patience. And that's
work I do, but just ask my husband and my personal.
Well, good. I I'm thinking, oh, okay, I will strive to be like Johanna someday. I just don't know if I'll ever make it.
Oh, we all got our stuff. I mean, that's why I'm in the work I'm in, right?
Right. Well, absolutely. And I thank you for being in that work. I truly do, because I know that you've got to be affecting so many people. What I'm going to do right now is I am going to show, I'm just learning how to do all this still. So let's see if I can find it. There, I have it. Okay. I am going to show your email address, right? So if they want, and that's also your web address, right? So it's your Johanna
Johanna Lynn.
dot c,
That's exactly
Lynn
right.
dot ca. Is that for Canada?
That's right.
Oh, see, I'm learning. I may not have a passport, but at least I know what that means. Okay, cool. All right. Well, I know that you're in between patients right now, so I want to respect the fact that you took this time to be with us. And let me do this. There we go. And bring you back. We'll leave it like it is, and so we can have our names here, and so they can write it down. If they want to get a hold of you, we know how to do that. And I just want to thank you again for what it is that you do, because when I was talking to you and you were giving me examples that day in San Diego, and I just could tell that you were really helping people to have their aha moments and their breakthroughs. I don't even know if that's the correct wording. Oh, here we go. We actually have Sharon saying thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. She's one of our buddies, and I know that she can get a lot out of what you do and hearing from you. So thank you, Sharon, for sharing. So I want to thank you for what you do and those lives that you're touching. And I know that there's so many more lives now that you're doing this internationally, and you're inspiring me that we can have some really effective groups through these digital medium, right?
Yeah, it's just something new to get used to, but it's amazing how it makes our world feel so much smaller. We can really get connected that way.
And that's
No
that's
passport required.
no passport. There you go. There you go. I love it, because you really are inspirational to me in many more ways than you may even ever know. So I thank you, Johanna Lynn, for who you are. I thank you for being day number 59 of 365 Days of Awesome. Celebrate success through service, our service hero. You are definitely everything. When I felt that this would be an awesome program, you are everything I had in mind. I thank you for your
Thanks.
example. All right. And you just go have a wonderful day with those people that you're serving. And I hope to see you in San Diego when all of that GIS stuff takes place again. Will you be there?
To touch base again. I'm not sure. I'm scheduling workshops, and I know I'm headed back out to San Francisco, so we'll see if it all lines up. Fingers crossed.
Well, you know what? If nothing else, I plan on doing something digital with you at some point.
Good. That would be
Teaming up. I think we can make a big difference for many, many people, getting you out there. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day, okay?
You as well. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. I'm gonna end here. I am going to just for a moment say, remember to serve others. And right now, I think Johanna will join me in saying, let's have some special thoughts for those people that are going through some tremendously hard times right now with the fires and all the different traumatic things that are taking place. There's going to be so many that are going to need service. They're going to need help, and they're going to need love. I know just my heart aches for the stories that have been told just recently, and I know that they are most likely aching yours too. And if you're having a hard time listening to these, seek help, because you don't want to let that get you down. Correct, Johanna?
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
All right. So please go out and serve another. And thank you for being here today. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Bye, Johanna.
Bye.